everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about giving a man wife privileges when you are not yet a wife.
But if you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe.
Women that were talking about all the things they do for their boyfriends. They have boyfriends not married, and they were saying that they were, what they were doing. So they're like cooking and cleaning their home. You know, they don't live together. It's just, they're just dating, just doing a lot of wife things. And someone in their comments said, "Why are you doing all of that?" They were trying to talk about how to be a good woman, how to be a good wife, or how to, how to be a good girlfriend. And someone in the comments is like, she's married, and she said, "Why are you giving a man all the wife benefits when you're not yet a wife?" And so the ladies came back and were like, "Well, no, because they're my boyfriend, and that should." What's the big deal? I don't see what the big deal with that is. Right. Now, I think that not everybody's end game is not marriage.
Right.
So I don't, for anybody out there who's not even wanting to get married, it's not for you.
Especially these days.
But these women in particular was talking about getting married. Right? And to these men that they're taking care of. And I'm like, well, okay, so why would they have to marry you? I think one lady was with them for 5 years. One was in a relationship for 6 years. There was one that was like 1 year. It was like kind of like all over. And I'm like, so why are you're giving them, I think that you're giving them too much.
Yeah.
Too many privileges when you're not yet have the title. Like, why would a man marry you when you've already done all the stuff? Right. And that's what one is figuring out, because she's reaching the 5-year mark and he ain't proposed to her yet. And she's like, she's like, what's the holdup? And that's what the ladies in the comment box are trying to say. The holdup is that why would he marry you? He has no reason to. You're doing everything already. He's getting everything he wants. He's done.
I mean, remember that when people used to say wifey?
Oh,
okay. So that term now is usually she's wifey material, which meaning that she's wife material.
Yeah.
Okay, but when it seemed like when that song first came out, wifey meant this woman. A woman who kind of acts like a wife but isn't. Yeah. And somehow it changed into real wife. But I don't know. I don't know how guys feel about this. So if you are a man and you're watching, because I actually watched this, he's pretty well known. I don't know his name, by the way. And he did a thing talking about this whole situation, that he felt that women need to be a wifey material before they're married, or how are we going to know if we want to marry you? Okay. So I understood that's a valid point. You know what I mean? On the other hand, it's sort of that thing of, how long is she supposed to be at the interview? How long is she supposed to be at the 5-year interview? Because there are a lot of women who are nurturers by we're just nurturers by nature. So we like taking care of you. It's not like a chore. I don't know about women these days, because they're not the same. Cardi B just showed us a whole different woman. And now everybody's like, oh yeah, independent woman. This is what you're supposed to do. But that's BS to me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you want a woman who cooks and cleans. You want a woman who takes care of your life. You want to display those qualities. Everybody's not a dysfunctional stripper in her 20s trying to show you how to be a woman. That's just, I don't know when that became a thing. But what I do think is that men do want solid women. That they are both sexually attracted to, that they are both domestically kind of attracted to, and that they feel that they can trust and they can feel loyalty to. But I think that when you're a woman and you're giving too much too soon, I think that it kind of makes a man feel, and at some level, I think men can make you feel not special. Because they're getting stuff that they don't really like. This girl wrote on my Facebook page the other day. She said, home cooked meals are for men who pay bills. And I thought that was funny. Because that is, she's like, on some level, as a wife, that's true. If you give too much money to a man who's not giving any part of your life, he's not paying for anything, he's not, why are you doing that? Because then men will say all the time, why should I pay bills if I'm not married to her? I guess so then why should she cook for you if if you're not married to her? You understand? Like, so it's just like, there's a sort of medium. When I have relationships, I have cooked. You know what I mean? And I've done, but not all the time.
No, but I'm saying
that I'm not your wife.
No, I will always give you like a sample.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a sample of who I am.
I'll say a sample of what's to come if we're, going in that direction.
Or even if he's just your boyfriend, but you're not living together, he's not paying for anything, then cooking and cleaning for him every day is out of the question.
Yeah, like why would you do that?
Why would you give benefits like that when you're not getting a benefit back?
So you think
because marriage is give and take.
Yeah, but you think that getting engaged is a little bit of a switch.
Well, because engagement means he's ready to move to the next level for sure. You know what I mean? Because he's done giving. He's gave me a ring. He's got on the knee. Yeah. He's already made some promise to you.
Yeah.
But before that happens, when you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, relationships are a give and take.
Yeah.
So if you're giving too much and not getting, then you're going to be ultimately unhappy.
Right.
Especially if you're in a relationship with a guy that you cook and clean, you guys live together, and then all of a sudden you have a baby.
Right.
And then you're not married and you're going on 4 or 5. And they say this is the reason why a lot of women end up in relationships with men for 5-6 years and they've not even seen a ring.
Well, this is what the lady I was watching, she was with her, she's approaching her 5-year relationship with this man, and she does want to be married.
Right.
And she's like, and he wants to be married too. He totally wants to be married. He wants to, she's just talk. And then I'm like, well,
no,
he does. I mean,
if he really wants to marry
5 years,
it doesn't take 5 years for him to know who you are.
Right. And so she was talking about, she's trying to show him, like, her thing is she's trying to show him what he's going to be missing. So that's why she's doing all this stuff for him. So if anything goes like sideways or left, she can just be like, she can, leave. And well, she's going to leave. But, she's not going to leave. But she's trying to say that, one more year, she told the other panelists, she said, 1 more year and I'm out. If I don't get that ring 1 more year, I'm out. Right. And I'm like, but you've already invested 5 years in it. And she's like, and then once I leave, he's going to see that, all the stuff that he's not going to have anymore, which might be true. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, or he can just find another girlfriend that does it too. Right. You know what I mean? And, do you ever, I feel like men don't, I don't say they don't want to get married. I think men do want to get married. I think sometimes I just think that
men have to have a reason to get married.
Yeah,
they don't just want to get married for the heck of it. I mean,
I feel like he didn't have a reason. What reason is he get? What reasons does he have? Like
I was watching this thing where this man, the man who wrote "Men Are from Mars," and he said that men have to. He said the thing about men is that they have to feel. When it comes to anything, they have to feel like they had to work for it.
Yeah.
He's like, it's important that a woman makes a man sort of work for it. Not in a harsh way, like you don't do anything for him ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or you're mean to him or anything like that. Is that men don't really respect anything that they got easy.
And we have a healthy amount of male subscribers. So please weigh in on this, because I'm actually kind of curious to see what y'all think about that, because I just can't imagine why would he want to do? I don't understand why he want to get married.
Right.
Would you want to get married to a woman who's already doing everything?
Well, that's what he was saying. He was just like, he said, this is why when they were saying about, that's why he said, this is why sleeping with a man on the first date is wrong. He said, it's not because of sexual, you can have fun, whatever. He said, but what happens is that no matter how good looking you are, no matter how whatever you are, if they didn't really have to work to get you in, you become, in a way irrelevant to them after they've gotten it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just the way that it is.
There has to be something
there has to be something there that holds you. They have to know you as a person. Looks are important to men, but it won't sustain the entire relationship. You have to have something else that you're bringing to the table. You know what I mean? And so he's like, so when women are too sexually forward, a lot of times they don't get what they really want. Right. You know what I mean? When women over cater. Yeah. And they've been together for too long, and the man hasn't done anything to deserve that. Yeah. Then what you have is a spoiled man who doesn't have to do anything to keep you around. He's just like, and that's just the way it is. That's how we kind of all are. We only respect things we have to work really hard for. Right. You know what I mean? And so I kind of think that when women do that, their desperation comes forward.
Because I like for cooking for people in general, but I like to cook for men specifically too. You know, I like it. I think it's fun. I don't know. I just like doing that. I think I'm just old fashioned in that way.
I like to make the man that I'm with happy.
Me too.
I love that. You know what I mean? When you are in my life and you make me smile and you make me want to be a better person, but also you coming into my life just makes me happy. Then it's I'm a woman. I'm gonna want to take care of you.
But we're in dating stage though. Like you're
not when we first.
I'm not gonna be doing your laundry, and this is what this woman's doing. I'm not gonna be doing your laundry and cooking for you every day. Make sure you have lunch and make sure, you know, I don't know. This woman went as far as, make sure, I guess they're not even living together, but she's like taking care of all like household stuff. And I'm like, what kind of relationship? Like, if she was living with him, I'd be like, okay, you know, like still.
And that woman, when that relationship ends, will say, I did everything. I don't understand why he broke it off with me. I don't understand why we're not together. I did everything. I cooked, I cleaned, I did all that. Yeah. But that is why you're not together.
Right.
That would be the other, like a lot of people think that you have to be a jerk to get dumped.
You really
but a lot of times, no.
I think you're a pest. If you be a doormat.
Right. If you're like a pest or you're just someone who can get run over all the time, they don't look at you as anything worthy.
Yeah.
Because you don't. You don't see it. Because if you really thought you were worthy, you would come into the relationship with it's a give and take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will take care of you when you take, you know, we do it at the same time.
Yeah.
In different ways, but we do it at the same time. So a man just paying a woman's bills all the time and she's not doing nothing to make you feel like a man. That's a waste of time for you. You know what I mean? But a woman cooking and cleaning and doing all this stuff, and then she's been with you for 3 years, and you haven't even dropped the question.
Right.
Then he's telling you.
Right.
I'm not that.
And she was saying, oh, you know, I'm giving him hints every day. I'm like, you're giving him hints. He knows what's happening here. Like, he understands what I'm sure he understands what you want. And I mean, like, you don't need to drop a hint. He got the hint. Actually his non-compliance is speaking very loud. Like he's saying to you, like, this is how it's going to be. I don't want to take that step yet. Maybe one day he will, but you know, I always meet these people. I always know these people who've been together for 20 years. This is no joke. I know people who've been together for 20 years and are not married yet. Woman wants to get married, man never does. The same situation, you know, same thing. And I'm like, but you went 20. I mean, like, at some point, the woman's not going to leave. Like, when this lady said she's going to leave, I'm like, you're not going to leave.
No.
It's been 5 years already.
But I've also known people who are married for 20 years, who their relationship would start right.
Yeah, and
they've been married to this person for 20 years unhappy. Right. You know what I mean? When people, you know, with the engagement thing, to me, a year or two. That's it. That's all you get when you're in your late 30s and 40s. You know who you are. You know what you want. 20s, you can do the 5 and 10 year thing because 20-year-old people are getting to know who they are. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't expect a 21-year-old, even though they do it. Yeah. I think 20-year-olds should be engaged longer. Yeah. Because your life changes. That's why a lot of people get a divorce when they've been married for 20 years and then they're like 40. It's because you grow apart because you grow up. Yeah. You're not interested in the same things you were when you were in your 20s.
The decade of the 20s is...
But I'm 44. So if a guy comes into my life that's, you know, in his... I mean, I'm not going to sit here and give you another year, 2 years of my life. Yeah, you know what I mean? Right. And you're over 40 and I'm over 40. We know who we are. Yeah. We're not little kids anymore. You know what you want in your life. I know what I want in my life. And if it's not me, don't keep me, you know, tell me.
Wouldn't it be annoying though if a guy was treating you like a wife, but he was never, like he was doing all the stuff and he was treating you like he's your wife, but he was never popping the question?
No, because I kind of feel like if we were in the relationship, see that to me, because that's what we say, it's kind of your fault. Yeah. If you're in a relationship with someone and a guy is kind of happy with the way things are, and then you're not, and you're going to stay in the relationship just because he's kind of nice to you, then you're what you're saying is, I'm okay with things the way that they are, and so then he's going to think, well, she doesn't care. You know, like, you gotta leave.
How soon do you have the conversation? Like, because I like to, I make it apparent to men that I'm not. This is not like my end game is always going to be marriage. Now I don't know if it's going to be the person I'm sitting across from, but my end game is always going to be marriage. Most men ask me, like, you know, are you looking to get married? Like, I'm always surprised at that.
Most men I talk to want to get married.
They want to get married.
Yeah, I think this is why like Match.com and stuff is good, because it's a marriage-minded people. Like
yeah, I don't have a problem with I thought about online dating the other day, and I was thinking, man, you know, you can cut a lot of BS with the online dating. There's been a lot of successes with that, you know, because you don't have to worry about Well, first of all, you just know that on paper first. That we know the chemistry thing has to happen. So that's always really important once you meet them. But at least someone's marriage minded. I feel like these women that were speaking on this panel thing, like they are marriage minded women that are with non-marriage minded men.
Right.
And I'm like.
And I think when women do that, I kind of feel like, doing that? Right. I mean, I feel like when women do that, it's because they want to get married, but not necessarily into the man.
Yeah.
Because if you're dating a man who's not marriage minded and you want to get married, because like you were saying, that you put it out there.
Yeah.
First, right. The end game is marriage.
Yeah.
So they know that.
You're right.
So if they're dating you within a year and you're dating a man, say he's 46 years old, you're 43, then he knows who he is. Yeah. He has a career. He has his life together. He has kids and he's already done that, so he knows where his life is going. It's not going to take him longer than a year to kind of get to know.
The conversations are much different dating in your once in my 30s and 40. It's because men are like when I was dating my early 30s, like that conversation never came up really that early. But I feel like as you get older, like the guy just kind of wants to know, like what do you want out of life? What do you want? Are you dating for fun? Are you dating for, they ask these questions and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad you're asking the question because I'm dating to get married. Now, is that going to be you? Who knows? I don't know. But you do have to kind of make it apparent. And I feel like if you don't, you're going to end up like these ladies where they're in 5-year, 6-year relationships with somebody and nothing ever happens from it. And you're sitting there scratching your head like, what happened? And I think what happened was you weren't upfront. Because a lot of women feel like if you say what you want up front, then that means you're being pushy. And that's going to push the men. Women get scared of that. They think it's going to push the men away by talking about marriage. And I'm just saying that, and I don't want to go 5 years down the line and be like, oh, you didn't know I wanted to get married. Like, I was like, you know now. And then if you don't want to date me anymore, then great. Right. At least we know now,
And a lot of women think that men assume they're marriage material.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
A lot of men will date women because they like them, but they're not necessarily in love with them. And so women, a lot of times I think we put longevity too much on the pedestal. We think people are married for 26, 27 years that they're happy, and a lot of them aren't. Yeah. You know what I mean? We think because we've been dating someone for a year that we're on the front of the list. Yeah. And we may not be. Right. He might be dating a whole lot of other people, or he might be interested in someone else. We also think that just because somebody is a certain age, they want to get married too. Yeah. We didn't ask the question. But like you said, when you talk to men that you want to date, you already put it out there. So whether you're online dating or you're meet someone just randomly, if they know that is where you're headed, then they're going to determine whether they want to invest in even dating you. Yeah. Because most men don't want to hurt women. Yeah. They don't want to hurt you. So if they know that up front, but they don't really like you, then they'll just pass on it. Yeah. But if they feel like they actually do like you and they want to keep dating you, then they'll invest in that. You know what I mean? I appreciate the men though that just come out and ask questions. And it could be because you're older. Yeah. And now you feel better about yourself, about the truth. Yeah. And a lot of women don't want to hear the truth. Yeah. They want to hear the fairy tale. I want to know what's going on. Because the one that I'm talking about Michael. Yeah. Truth is the new sexy. Sorry, just wanted to say that. Okay. And then again, you have to talk about things you want. If I want children, but he doesn't want children because he's got grandkids, then we're done. Yeah. I mean, because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't help me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that people don't want to hear the truth. They get very afraid of losing an opportunity. Well, that's why they do all the stuff for the people, especially women. That's why they do all the extra stuff for men and stuff, because they don't want to. They fear that they're going to lose them. And I'm like, but you're doing a lot, and you're upset doing it. I've learned a lot about about the power in loving yourself and the power in my past relationships. Is that your biggest power is just being honest. Yeah. And not being afraid of missing out on something. You know what I mean? Because there are lots of people out here, and it doesn't mean that you have to hate the person. It just means that you guys are not, wanting the same things. You know what I mean? And if you are a woman that wants to get married and you're sitting here with a guy that you've been with for 2-3 years and he's just not asking you at all, then you need to have the conversation. And if you feel like for me, it would be like, no, I mean, because he would know. Yeah. But if he wasn't asking me in 3 years, and I would just assume that he doesn't want to get married, then this is the reason why I don't like when women propose. Yeah. It's because men know if they want to be with you. Yeah, well, yes, and that's another thing. We're not the same. I have seen women say this, that they've waited so long to get married, and the guy's not doing it. So I'm just going to be the feminist woman, and I'm going to go and I'm going to propose. And I'm like, it's a bad look. I'm like, why would you? I don't know any man, like real man, that would want a woman to get on her knee. It's so embarrassing. I feel like it's embarrassing. Have you ever seen any of these proposal videos? The man just looks so uncomfortable because now he has to say yes, or it's going to hurt this woman's feelings in front of a lot of people that are probably because we live in a videotaped world now, so everybody's going to be doing that, and it does because we're watching it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so the thing is it's like men and women are not the same, and feminism is a joke because of that. We're not equal because we're not the same. We never will be. We're not supposed to be. You know what I mean? Just biology tells us that, but the way we think says so. Men do not respond to proposing the way that we do.
I don't know any man that would be like, oh man, my girlfriend, she proposed to me and then it's the best day of my life. I feel like it's so embarrassing. And I think if you're in that position as a woman where your relationship is just not going anywhere and then you feel like I'm just gonna do it myself. I just think that that's your relationship to me. I feel it's gonna be over. Like I really feel it's gonna be over. I'm being like I'm painting a big broad brush with that. Like I really feel like that is the end of your relationship. Maybe not now, but it's not gonna last. No. Because you took that weird role. Yeah,
it's a weird.
Well, you could have been avoided though if you had just had the conversation earlier.
Right.
You know, in the relationship.
That's what I'm saying. If a man knows that you are going towards that,
then
he's not going to keep dating you if he knows that the end game for you is marriage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Only men who think that they can get over on you. Yeah. And they think you're kind of desperate. They'll play you. Yeah. Like that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, look, if you are in a relationship for 4 years and you're not married, it's your fault. It's not theirs. It really is your fault. If you're in a relationship where you're unhappy, you're not saying anything, that is your fault. Right.
And if your end game is not marriage, this is not for you.
Well, I mean, I would say that my like I said, my last relationship, when I was unhappy, I said that. Yeah. I said, if you stay in this relationship, you are the unhappy party here. He seems to be okay. Yeah. But you are unhappy. So if you stay in this relationship, understand this is your fault. And I thought it was going to be hard leaving. Yeah. I thought it was going to be hard breaking up. Because believe me, people think getting dumped is hard. Breaking up with someone is too. It is really hard. But I did not want to be in the relationship anymore. I wasn't happy. You know what I mean? And when you're not happy anymore, you have to leave. You can't let it keep going years and years because then you start to feel bad. Yeah. It starts to seep into you. Like not only are you like at that point I was just uncomfortable. Yeah. I wasn't happy anymore. But if I had stayed with him for 2 more years, then I'd be a part of me. Yeah. I'd just be depressed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's like Danielle's right. Like you got to say it in the beginning. Like I'm married. I'm going towards marriage. If that's not something you want, then we need to not date. I mean, this is, it's what it is. You know,
it's hard. But
somebody said that, I was reading, someone said the other day that, we don't get to choose our parents. We don't get to choose our children. We don't get to choose the people that we love that come into our life. But marriage is the one person we get to choose.
The one family member.
The one family member that we get to choose. And being sexually attracted to them is not enough. No. Being a man having a lot of money is not enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? People, you have to actively be into each other. Right. And be going the same direction. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. If you're not, though, it's going to show up later.
How could I say I love my ex-boyfriend if I stayed in a relationship knowing I was unhappy?
Yeah. Which is why I don't, which is why I'm not, because it was opposite for me. So I got left. You guys know this. I told you guys this before, but I actually got dumped, and as hard as that was being dumped, I think that I'm happy that it happened because I don't want someone to be with me. They're not happy with me. Right. And he wasn't happy with me. Like he didn't want to be with me. So why would I'm glad I found out then. I'm glad it happened that way. That way I can just be,
right, because
he can be free and clear to date who he really wants to date. At least it released me to find somebody else.
I mean, it's better to be dumped than is it, because you don't want someone to be in a relationship because they're putting up with you.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
You don't want someone to be with you just because you these women that are cooking and cleaning too much. They're putting up with you. They're just you're just there because you're giving out benefits of cooking, cleaning, sex, and this ideal relationship. You're making it comfortable for them. You're not asking for anything. You're doing everything.
And you're secretly you want this other. Secretly you want the ring. You want the marriage. For whatever the reasons, everybody has different reasons why they want to get married. They want to be married, and you're not getting that, but you're doing all of this stuff, and then you're creating you're building up resentment as you speak. So this, like, for this woman was like 5 years of, and she cannot say that, but that's exactly what it is. He's never going to propose.
There are a lot of women out here though that are they make it, it's really easy for them to give, but it's really hard for them to receive.
Yeah.
There are a lot of women like that. They can give all day.
Yeah, but
they can cook and clean. They have no idea what it means to receive because they feel like Danielle said, either they're going to be called a gold digger or they're going to be called desperate, or they're going to be, and so it's better to put your chips on the table and just say what you want so that we can stop playing these games, because your life is short. I mean, it really is. And, like, you want to be able to, when you fall in love, you want to be with that person for as long as you can. Yeah. You know what I mean? You want to be to death do you part. Right. You want that. But that won't happen if you're still playing games with people that you don't really, or they're not fulfilling you. Yeah. And this is not just women. On? I mean, I'm a woman talking and Danielle's a woman talking, so we talk from the female point of view because we date men. But the truth is that it goes for men too. Yeah. Don't be with a woman you don't really want to be with, wasting 100%. Your own time. Yeah. You could be with someone, that's what I'm saying, even with my ex-boyfriend, letting him go was good because now he has the chance to be with someone who does maybe fulfill him. It may have not felt good when I left, but the thing is that if he's happy now, then that was worth it to him. Yeah. Just so it's like if you're in a relationship, right? If you're a guy, for instance, in a relationship right now, a woman you're just not happy with, you should really think about that.
You should really think about that. I'm not, I don't want to tell people to leave their relationships, but it just seems like what are we wasting? You're not happy. So why are you doing this?
Because we say that even with work. Yeah. Look, I'm a housekeeper. And I don't hate the job. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for things to get better, but I don't go to work hating it. But what I do know is not forever. Right. And so I'm not going to try to make a career out of this because I think there's nothing else. Yeah. The same with relationships. Just because I'm in a relationship with someone, you can make decisions there. You don't have to be in it because you're afraid that if you leave it, you're not going to have anything to push, to fall back on. And
that's what it comes down to. People just afraid to, they're afraid to be alone.
Right. Yeah. I think that you must be honest with yourself and the people that, I tell you, people are dishonest with people they sleep with all the time. It's true. They're not telling the truth. They go to bed, they have sex with people, and they really hate them. Right. Because they're not marrying them. Yeah. So they'll go and play this like back and forth game, and then you know what's going to happen? You're going to break up, and you're going to hate men. Yeah. You're going to hate men, all because of your choice with a man. Not because of your choice with men. You know what I mean?
I feel like just be upfront. You know what I mean? And looking at and these are black women things always hit me different when it's a woman that's black, because I feel like, like I know that you're trying to do the empowering woman. I don't know if that's what you're trying, but empowering kind of woman thing. But I just think that if you are selling yourself short from something that you want, just because you want to stay in a relationship for you get the longevity out of it, I just think that you're playing yourself. Like, you're going to have a really, really hard life because you're always going to be wondering, like, okay, I'll stay with them. You know what I mean? I really want to get married. You know what I mean? Like 10, 20 years down the line. Yeah. You want to get married. Then the stuff you do for him is going to start changing. So start going into, I'm not your wife. You can start getting mad at each other. I'm not your wife. I'm not doing that anymore. That starts to happen. So,
it's just important to be yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too.
I was watching this thing the other day where I don't even know. This is kind of like on subject but off subject. And this girl was saying, she was talking about fake femininity. And she's like, desperate femininity. She's like, it's when women try to act like men to get men, all of a sudden they start liking sports. Yeah, all of a sudden they start liking sports and golf. And like, you know what I mean? She's like, and they talk too sexual. They take all these pictures on Facebook with the back of them, or take too many pictures. They laying down. She's like, and it's all fake, desperate femininity. And she's like, and you make men think something about yourself that you aren't truly.
Well, they're trying to make women that do that though are trying to make men think, I'm the you can have your best friend and your girl. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're trying to give him the best of both worlds. And I'm like,
yeah, I mean, wasn't it R. Kelly that came with that song "Homie Lover Friend"? Yeah, and we know who he is now.
You're right, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like, come on. It's just like, her point in saying this. She's a YouTuber, but her point in saying this was, be yourself. Yeah. Be a woman.
It's easier.
It's okay that you don't want to sit there and watch sports, or maybe you do. It's fine. It's okay that you don't that you just want to be a lady.
But that's also goes back to the reason why women do that a lot of times is because they really are just not. They don't want to lose the man. They think they have to be both. They think they have to be a cool, like, have masculine energy so he can watch the games with me. We watch the games together, and then also you're a sexual girl. You're, being sexual with him too. So, but you're not giving him the best of both worlds because you're not a guy.
And I think like with Cardi B's song, that WAP song, that I think that image also shows a part of us that we aren't only that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I think it makes people think, like, this is why people end up being the way they are, is because they take these cues from these manufactured people that are getting paid to put out an image of today's woman or today's man, and then we try to follow that, and we're not. We're all individual. We all have different ways of thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so be yourself. That's just like the point. Don't try to be something you're not. I'm not a girl who likes sports. I'm not going to watch sports with my boyfriend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not going to go to a gun range with you. That's not who I am.
That's not who I am.
You know what I mean? I don't want you to go to the spa with me.
We already talked.
You know what I mean?
We talked about that one time.
I had a friend that put up the other day, I want a genderless relationship. I don't.
A genderless?
I don't want a genderless relationship. I want a man. I want a man who does men things.
Yeah.
I don't want us to have some weird genderless relationship that's, again, manufactured by society to make it look like it's okay for us to look like the same people.
It's such a weird thing to say.
It's weird.
It's a weird thing to say. I've never heard anyone say that.
If you believe in God, then you know that he didn't intend that.
Right.
For us to be the same. That's why he made you a man and me a woman.
Right, exactly.
But when we're trying to oddly make ourselves the same, and it makes everything like weird. Yeah. And so be yourself. Don't wait. Don't sit around pretending you like a relationship you don't like. Yeah. Because you're afraid of being alone.
That's not what's
up. And then again, men, don't be in relationships with women too long when you know that this woman wants more. Yeah. Don't fake it. Don't like, well, she didn't say nothing, so I don't, you guys need to communicate.
Everybody's wasting time.
The biggest thing that makes people get divorced is non-communication. Yeah. People just don't communicate. Yeah. Most people, they will get a divorce and then fall in love again. Yep. Because they just didn't talk. Yeah. They got too angry. Yeah. And ran to the lawyers. They just really did not talk at all. And so that happens. There are people who get married, get a divorce, 10 years later, they meet up again. They like each other again. Right. You should be happy single. Yeah. Because if you're not happy single, you're going to fall trapped to this situation where you don't like being single, so you put up with stuff. Yeah. Okay, everybody, so let us know what you think about that in the comment section below. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you have not yet. If you have any video topics or questions, go ahead and leave us an email here, and we will get back to you on that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.